Hello, and welcome to this new course on building excellence in your interpersonal skills. And this is the session introducing you and to the course and giving you an overview. As you know, my name is Arun Singhal. I'm your management coach and mentor with 40 years of experience in talent development. I started my management career way back in 1981, 40 years back to be precise. And then I was lucky to get into Hindustan Unilever from there and worked there for 8 years. And then I was again lucky to get into Johnson and Johnson, and I worked there for 16 years in sales, marketing, operations, general management. My last corporate assignment was a company called Dumex. We were known more by our brands like Proteinex and Farex. 2007, I started my own business in the name of a company called Enrich Mentors, where I do consulting, coaching, and counseling individuals, small business, and medium enterprises like you. And the mission of my life has been since then to pass on all the knowledge that I have been gaining over the years to all of you so that you can do better, even better than me. So, what is the purpose of this module? So, the purpose of this module is to give you an overview about how can you build excellence in your interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is the second most important skill that you will find that comes across the variety of roles that the recruiters are looking for. And it has been a kind of enigma, and we will talk about that, how we'll solve that puzzle of what exactly is interpersonal skills. So, at the end of this module, what you will learn is what is interpersonal skills and what is excellence interpersonal skills. So, the two questions that we'll try and answer you, and then what does it take to build excellence in interpersonal skills, and a quick overview of that. And next module, we will go into the details of that, right? So, what is interpersonal skills? What do you think is interpersonal skills? What's your understanding? You want to take a couple of seconds, 15, 20, 30 seconds, pause, make a note of things, and come back and tally? Okay. So, if you look at the definitions available on the interpersonal skills around on web and otherwise, these are some of the definitions that you see on your screen. Now, this definition talks about relationship management, problem solving skills, decision making, conflict resolution, emotional intelligence. Now, all these are nice things, but the question is it all of these? Is it some of these, or what? So, what I kind of get confused when I look at this definition. So, let's look at some more definitions. If you look at some more definition, it says interpersonal skills are traits you use to successfully interact and communicate with others. While it is true that it is something that allows you to interact effectively with others and communicate with others, but is it trait? Is it something that is you are born with, or is it a something that you can acquire with? So that's the second definition that you get a question on. Third definition that you look at, and it talks largely of communication skills. It talks about effective verbal communication, effective non-verbal communication, body language, being an active listener, communicating in better words, pitching. So is it same as communication skills then? And your answer is obviously no. So what is it simply stated from a horse's mouth? What is interpersonal skills? So we went around and talked to the recruiters who have been using this, who have been putting their in their job descriptions. They say, hey, tell us what exactly are you looking for in people? When they were saying that we want people to have excellent interpersonal skills. And they said two things. He said, Arun, we're looking for two things. First, first thing is, all of us work with others to get our work done in some part of the while. We do our own work, but we also delegate, we also pass on our work. So, first it is, can you get what you want from others in terms of your work, right? And second, can you still be good friends with them? So, it's a balance that you are trying to strive between and trying to do both very well. It is what you want to get from others as well as be good friends with them. So, good relationship and the ability to get what you want out of them. So, what is then excellence interpersonal skills? And I kind of slipped into telling you that in the previous slide. So, excellence in interpersonal skills, I don't know if you're aware of, there is a great work done by Blake and Mountain, it's something called a managerial grid, and they describe different kinds of managers. And they said the best managers are those which is called the 9-9 managers, who have concern for production as well as concern for people. While on the other side, there are people, there are managers who neither care for work nor care for people. And that's what he calls the 1-1 manager, is impoverished manager. They're the manager who just are worried about the work. They don't care for people. And this is, in his nice, humble style, he writes authority, compliance driven. But I have read it in my days. It was what is called slave drivers, right? So you're just concerned about the work and you beat people up and don't care about them and get what you want. The 1-9 managers are the managers who are country club managers. You're running a nice country club. You don't care about what happens, what output you get, and you have great relationship. You have drinks together, you have food together, you laugh around, but you don't do work for each other. Whereas 9-9 manager is a balance, an ideal balance between concern for people and concern for work. So excellence interpersonal, this is a bit like that, quite a like that. And so being a 9-9 person where you can get work done, that's a concern for work, as well as you have good, great relationship with the people that you're dealing with. So it's being like a 9-9 person. So what does it take to become excellent interpersonal skills? What do you guys think? Take 15, 20, 30 seconds, come back and tally notes. All right. So you might have guessed some of that. And some of them your guesses would be right. So the first thing that you need is what is called a skillful communication. Are you communicating in a manner that can do both the things, that can get you what you want, at the same time that can maintain or build up your relationship to a great level and maintain that there. Second thing that is required in active listening. That means, are you listening to the person properly? Because if you want to get things done or you want to build a relationship, this is what you need. Genuine appreciation. Dale Carnegie talked about it in 1940s and a wonderful book piece written. And from there, I picked this up. So genuine appreciation is another thing. It helps you build relationship and you start getting liked and you get what you want. Collaborative problem solving. When you're dealing with people, there will be difference of opinion, there will be conflicts. And question is, if someone has a problem with you, how do you solve jointly together in a manner that becomes a win-win situation? Or you want to get something done, you have a problem, how do you initiate that problem in a manner that it becomes a win-win situation? And the fifth thing is getting liked, and it is linked to genuine appreciation. How do you get liked? Because people will definitely, it builds a great relationship, but people will do work for you only if they like you. If they don't like you, they will not give you your best. And finally, it is the egos. We all have egos, right? Small, however small we are or however big we are, we have our egos. So how do we manage egos in such a manner that the ego doesn't come in the way of either the relationship or getting the things that you want? We will cover this in a lot more detail in the next module, and we will see how can you actually implement it in building the great or excellent interpersonal skills. So how does this get you what you want and still be good friends with that? And I kind of touched on that in the last slide. So let's look at what is most difficult. You could say that being a good friend, I understand that because you are being nice to me, you are appreciating me, you are managing my ego, you are doing something that I start liking you, and you are communicating skills. So I can probably have good relationship with you, and that'll be very good on. But how do you get what you want from me? That could be a question, and that's a very good question. That's most difficult part of the excellence interpersonal skill is to get what you want out of that. There are a couple of ways that some of the things help there. One obviously is in no particular order is getting liked. Don't you do things out of your way for the people that you like, even sometimes at the cost of your own things, right? And that's what one of the things is love, where you sacrifice your own life for people that you love. So I'm not going to go to that extent, but I'm saying if you get liked, isn't there a great probability that if you ask someone, you will get that? Second thing is that in a situation where you have a conflict or difference of opinion, same thing both of you want. You want, the other person wants it. Now, how do you make sure that you still get what reasonable amount of what you want? So one of the ways, the problem solving, great collaborative problem solving is a great tool there, where and that kinds of takes care of managing the egos also. All of us have intelligence, all of us are intelligence, and the trouble with intelligence is that raises our ego. And once is that raises ego, and if someone tells us, hey, I want this, can you give it to me? The first answer probably is no, I need it myself. Even if you don't need it, that could be your answer. So the other person might say, I need it. So the best way of handling that is to raise in form of a problem. Hey, Arun, I have this problem. I need some help. What do you think? How can you think you help me? And I had read very long time back a wonderful article in HBR that says that getting problem solved is the most efficient and effective method of getting things done from people who are very intelligent. There could be intelligence varies from set of people, right? So there could be people who are very compliant, they don't think much. You can give them instructions. If there are very unskilled labor, probably that's just fine. But if there are artists who have extremely high level of creativity and knowledge or problem solvers, now they won't like you to tell them what you have to do. So there, if you have a need that is unfulfilled, raise that in form of a problem and use the collaborative problem solving process to solve that. So that's how, and we will talk about this more in the next module. So what did we learn in this module? What we learned in this module is that interpersonal skills are today defined mostly as a collection of various other skills and even traits, including communication. Communication is an important piece of interpersonal skills. People do recognize that. But there are various other things that are included. While these skills may be required, as they mentioned, for good interpersonal skills, and there is no simple and clear definition, but there is no simple and clear definition as on today I could find an understanding about it. So the very people who have given it the number 2 most sought after skill, we went to them and inquired with them. The third most important skill in the corporate world, the second being problem solving. They said, hey, what we mean by interpersonal skills is, can you get what you want from others at work while still being good friends with them? And that made a lot of sense to me personally, and I'm sure it will make to you also. Because at work, there are 2 ways to get work done. Either do it yourself or take others' help. And you need to do both, as we know. And excellence interpersonal is being a 9 person as defined by Blake and Mountain in their legendary work, Managerial Grade, where the person has concern for work and concern for people. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be excellent interpersonal skills. It's not easy because you're dealing with humans, with people. It requires skillful communication. It requires active listening. It requires genuine appreciation. Genuine, not fake. It requires getting liked. You must behave, you must do things in which people say, hey, yeah, this guy, Arun, I like him. He is nice, he is good. And I think I can work with him. So getting liked is third one. Managing the egos. Though even you may like it, they might say, yeah, I like him, but that guy is, he has terrible ego. He handles things in a very egoistic manner. So we have to work at managing our ego and as well as their ego. And lastly, the collaborative problem solving, where if you have a common interest, how do you solve in a manner that it is a win-win situation? So what do we do in the next module? So in the next module, we will take a in-depth understanding of what does it take to be excellent in interpersonal skills. The 6 things that we talked about as a quick overview, we will look at and see how do we, what can we do to make sure that we get excellence in interpersonal skills by using these factors. So thank you so much for listening to me in this introduction overview of building excellence in interpersonal skills. The third most important skill recruiters are looking across the various roles. I hope you have beginning to enjoy this session, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next module where we will take an in-depth look at the various factors that can help you become excellent in interpersonal skills.